Hey everybody, welcome to Tpull's Corner. This is Travis, and we are doing a theme week with one of my favorite cards. Teleportation Circle is one of my favorite new cards that came out of the Forgotten Realms expansion. And I only have 2 copies right now, so we're making do with that. But we've done Blinking Bad and Blinking Green, so now we're moving on to Blinking White. And we're starting with 4 copies of Charmed Stray, so that way if I get just a second one down with the Teleportation Circle, I can exile one, bring it back, and keep pumping up the first one without having to wait for the 3rd or 4th Charmed Stray to show up. So instead of having a max 4/4, there's no limit as long as the game goes on. A couple of Cleric classes to help us also gain life better and get some counters. 3 portable holes. These are good for the early game because we're going up against a lot of fast, cheap characters these days. And a lot of more tokens too. So we can go ahead and exile the tokens with this, and if we get a Teleportation Circle out later, we can reuse it, blink it out, and reuse it on another token or a bigger creature. Although the limit is mana value 2 or less. 2 copies of Ambitious Farmhand that we can use to bring up some planes, and if we get the Coven where we have 3 or more creatures with different powers, we can pay a little mana and transform them into the 3/3 lifelinker you see to the right. 1 copy of Dawnbringer Cleric I like to hold on to get rid of enchantments. And if we get a Teleportation Circle out, then we can just recycle it, so to speak, and keep destroying more enchantments, or exile a card from a graveyard, or gain 2 life, whatever's the best. It's a good utility card. Fateful Affront for removal. 1 Ingenious Smith. This one, they enter the library, or enter the battlefield. You look at the top 4 cards of your library, and you get to pick an artifact card out, put it in your hand, and whenever you have an artifact enter the battlefield under your control, the Smith gets +1/+1 counter. So we usually don't want to blink her once she's getting counters on her. We usually like to blink the artifacts themselves and add counters to her. Although if we are short of artifacts and we need to go look for artifacts, we're not above, blinking her out with the circle. Intrepid Adversary that we can use to spend extra mana, get valor counters on, and give +1 counters to other creatures. Loyal Warhound, 1 copy, is Vigilance 3/1. If the opponent has more lands, when we put the dog down, then we can go get another Plains card and stick it into the battlefield. 1 Pacifism, just a cheap way to stop somebody from attacking us. Paladin's Shield, when it enters the battlefield, you can attach it to target creature you control. I like using this with the circle so that if I attack with somebody and then I want to use it for defense, I can blink the Paladin's Shield out, put it on another creature that didn't attack, and get their toughness up. Potion of Healing, we will sacrifice it for life if we need to, but if we can keep it on the battlefield, we'll just blink it out with the circle and keep bringing it back to have draw card advantage, get an extra card at the end of each turn. Professor of Symbology provides us with access to the sideboard. We only have 4 Strixhaven sideboard cards because we have Legion Angels. So we have 3 Legion Angels in our sideboard, and then we have 4 other cards. And if we do get a chance to get this in with the circle, we can get all 4 of those cards instead of just the 2. Valkyrie's Sword is fun because a lot of other times people like to save it until they have 7 mana, because if you do have 7 mana, 2 of them white, you can not only get the equipment out, the sword itself, but you also get that nice Angel Warrior to the right, flying with Vigilance. And in that case, it comes out as a 6/5 creature. So what we do here is we always just put it out whenever we get it, and it gives any equipped creature +2/+1. If we get the Teleportation Circle out later, instead of having to have 7 mana all at once, we'd only have to have 5 mana to blink it into place and then spend the 5 mana to get the Warrior. If they get rid of that token Angel, then the next turn we can just blink the artifact again. As long as the artifact's there and we have Teleportation Circle, we can get a new 4/4 Flying Vigilance Angel token whenever we want. Elite Spellbinder, whenever he enters, you can look at target opponent's hand. Most people are familiar with this card, but if we blink it back, you can sort of make it tougher for them to cast their entire hand, if we keep doing that. 1 Expel to exile target tapped creature. Got to have some removal in the deck, right? Moonblessed Cleric, this is because I only have 2 copies of Teleportation Circles. So when the Cleric enters the battlefield, we can search our library for an enchantment card and put it on top. And this will enable us to get at least 1 Teleportation Circle out. If the first 2 don't surface, then we can actually go get one of them instead with this. Righteous Valkyrie for helping out with my Angels and Clerics to gain some life. Guardian of Faith, Flash and Vigilance. Whenever he enters the battlefield, any other target creatures that I control can phase out. So it can be one, it can be none, it can be all of them. This is nice in case I'm about to lose a creature to, say, removal or direct damage. Skyclave Apparition. This is sort of like Portable Hole, but you can go up to a higher mana value 4 or less for a non-token permanent. Now here's the cool thing. With the Portable Hole, you can take care of the tokens, right? With Skyclave Apparition, it has to be non-tokens. So you got to keep that in mind. But if you don't mind giving them their blue creature illusion tokens afterwards, you can keep linking this with the Teleportation Circle and still take other pesky things out of commission. Dueling Coach, when they enter, you put a 1/1 counter on target creature. So if we blink that out, we can always get a +1 counter at the end of every turn. Gavany Silversmith does a +1 counter on up to 2 target creatures. And Search Party Captain, when he enters the battlefield, you get to draw a card. We got the circles themselves. We got Legion Angel, which when you put one of them into the battlefield, you get to go into your sideboard and get the others one at a time. But I've got all 3 of the others in the sideboard. 1 Pillar Drop Rescuer. It's a Spirit Cleric. When the Rescuer enters the battlefield, you can return a creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to your hand. And so you notice most of my stuff is all the creatures are 3 and 2 and 1. So all of those 3 columns, all those creatures I can bring back with the Pillar Drop Rescuer. If I've got more than one of them in the graveyard, if I can keep the Rescuer alive, blink it out with the Teleportation Circle, I can just keep recycling everything from the graveyard. In the meantime, I've got 2 Doom Scars in case things go horribly against me, and 1 Inspiring Commander, so that when another creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield, I can gain 1 life and draw a card. The rest is lands. I've only got 22 lands. One of them is Cave of the Frost Dragon. But that's the deck. We're going to go try it out. Before we leave, let me plead with you to like a video. We've got some subscribers, we've got viewers, but for some reason people are avoiding hitting the like button like the plague. And that really helps a new, fresh, young YouTube channel like this one. So please, somebody do me a favor, at least one of you, click like for me, would you? Thanks. Here we go. We're starting cheap. That's good. I actually like being able to cast everything. And we are prepared for this. From where I'm sitting, this is close to a perfect start. We've got Loyal Warhound, and he's going to be useful for his planeswalking or planesfinding ability. These guys are just doing great, putting down all the stuff they're putting down. Let's see, that's tapped. This one can come in though, and we can get rid of the pack later. And hit with everybody that we can. I've come up against this deck quite a bit actually with other decks, and they usually give me more trouble, but the portable holes really give me away. If they're going to put down the cheap guys, you know what? We can handle their cheap guys with this particular deck. Can you pump the guy up even more? You can. That's fine. Because I can do this. And that means I have threats for days. In the sky, on the ground, whatever. Did you just draw that from the top of your deck? You did, didn't you? That's a nice little addition. That's an Innistrad card right there. I like it. No blocks. You can hit me for 3. Whoop-diddy-doo. You don't have reach. Not a good test. We didn't get to Teleportation Circle yet. We're going up against Mountain Dew. I love Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew's my favorite. I like how they say you may take action to look for your Plains card. I guess there are some situations where you don't want to mess up your deck order where you wouldn't want to look. But I don't think I've been in a situation yet where I didn't want to go look for the card. Okay, awkward. Didn't have anything else to do that turn. I'm gonna kill my 1/1. Right. My question is, do you have another one of those right away? Let's see what we got. Oh, you have a whole bunch of stuff, don't you? Flying and lifelink. Let's push that puppy out a little bit more. Alright, let's see. What do we want to do here? Let's get rid of the one that gets you all the extra strength added to everybody. And then we'll bring down our own Valkyrie. Nobody cares about a youthful Valkyrie. Give up Compassion Orator and a Plains, nothing big. Ooh, I kind of like that. Alright, let's do it. And then we'll get some more land. And we can afford to wait, can't we? I think we can. Okay, you got enough to bring down your Harbinger. Let's see. Whenever we gain life, we're going to start putting stuff on people. In the meantime, we can transform her. We can put the life link. And we're still waiting. because you need to gain 4. And 3 if you put that down to get more angels. You can get an angel here. But we did the right thing by getting rid of the Righteous Valkyrie, because we would have all that life before. Who are we getting rid of? Really? The 3-1? Instead of the 4-3? Oh, look, they get rid of 2 life. This is kind of gross. We're going to get rid of you. Alright, in comes another Legion Angel. And another Charm class. And a Charm Stray. And let's attack with you, and you, and you. This one's going to be a problem now. I could use my Teleportation Circle right around now. They did not attack, though. Interesting. No attacks. Oh, they don't even want to try. Interesting. Let's look at this for a second. They've got Lisa out. Whenever one of them dies, they just get to bring it back to their hand. They could send Virgil on a suicide mission. Well, I guess not now, because I've got the 6/5 Angel. They must not have had any other removal handy coming up. He decided I'd built up too big a force to do anything against. If I could get one more Legion Angel down, then I'd start to get up enough life that everybody would get +2/+2. So, alright. Got it done without the need for the Teleportation Circle. Our opponent is Warlord 0. Does that mean you have 0 wins? Our hand looks good. We've got 1, 2, and 3 mana plays, if we need them. Let's go ahead and just put the Charm Stray down now. They've already got their first creature for the Deathbonnet Sprout in the graveyard. Then we need 2 more to transform them into the 3/3 Horror. Yes, send all your lands to the graveyard. All your lands to the graveyard! Yes, they've got Eccentric Farmer. They probably have more than one in their deck. And that way they can at least start getting some lands out when they need it. Okay, what are the choices we have here? We can do a Paladin's Shield, which is kind of nice. And still have room over for a Cleric class. Second creature loses the Despair Sentinel. Cheap little 1-drop. Looks like we're going up against mono green with a bunch of cheap 1-drops for the most part. Here comes Old Sticky Fingers. Okay, so he becomes a 4/4 now. And we start to look pretty bad by comparison. So the Doomscar gets foretold. And our guys, because we have a Death Bonnet Hulk now instead of a Sprout we're facing, our guys just turned into a bunch of chump blockers. Another Death Bonnet Sprout, but he's not transformed yet until the next turn. Okay, he doesn't attack with all, so nobody has trample, right? Whoops. So we'll get 1 life point out of this. And he's still only got 2 lands, so we will go ahead and Doomscar everybody now. And yeah, we'll do Righteous Valkyrie. Also throw down the Valkyrie sword while we're at it. We've got enough mana. Okay, killed my angel for 2 life. Kind of expected. It's black, they're going to have removal. He's already got another creature down with the Skullport Merchant. Let's do a Search Party Captain. And we're kind of flooding out with lands actually right now. He's been holding us off. He's only got his 3rd land recently. Aha! Teleportation Circle. Now we're cooking with fire. Don't really need to worry about spending mana on the Search Party Captain yet, because I'm just going to bounce the Search Party Captain and get a little card draw. Excellent. That will not work on the Skullport Merchant. Merchant's probably going to sacrifice the treasure, just so he can draw a card. Pacifism doesn't work too well against the Skullport Merchant. So, let's do this. We'll go to the end of our turn. We'll bounce Valkyrie's sword. And we'll pay the price, the auto pay, for 5 to get the angel token out. Ooh, I like that. Okay, so Death Bonnet Sprout and Morbid Opportunist. Let's go ahead and use the portable hole on the Death Bonnet Sprout. And we'll bring out our Legion Angel, which gives us a 2nd Legion Angel for next turn. And then our angel can swing on over and hit him. And then we'll do Search Party Captain again. Get another card. Excellent. We're doing it. As long as the circle stays, we're developing an advantage inch by inch. Okay, Sticky Fingers comes back. Thanks to a lovely little Diagraph Rebirth that also has flashback for later if he gets enough. But that's fine, because we have another Legion Angel. he does not have a way to block our flyers, which puts him down to 2 life. And we can go get another card. And I don't see any way for him to win now. If he had one more land, he could do Blood on the Snow, but he doesn't have snow, so he can't bring anything back. I don't think he has Blood on the Snow. He doesn't have enough to use yeah, okay. He recognized that there was nothing more for him to do. Okay, the circle worked really well that time. Right. Again, looking really good for an opening hand because we've got 2 early removal spells. We've got Doomscar, and we've already got our Teleportation Circle. So all we need to have everything work is land. So in this case, let's go ahead and get rid of the Ranger class and the Wolf. One of the few opening hands that can handle both threats at the exact same time. And of course he just has another threat, right? We did not get land. Which gives him a little advantage as it turns to evening. Now he has a werewolf. And he found a way to save his ranger class already, which gives him another wolf. Lovely. Okay, what do we want to do? Absolutely nothing. Block the 1, and he's got a snakeskin veil. Okay, so he saves it. So maybe I should have just let him hit me, but now I have no choice. I have to use Doomscar already. That wasn't nice. The cloud's trying to tell me that was nice. Got a primal adversary out already. Can't tell me having to use Doomscar already was nice. Weirdo. He's got trample and everything. Okay, so what's left for me to do? Blink the hole. Take the ranger class away again, so you can't pump up the adversary. That still leaves the adversary and me down to 10 life. And he just got another creature out. Okay. Let's see. Can I get Guardian of Faith back? I can, but that uses all my mana. He already had something ready to kill me. He had everything that he needed. It's the mid-zero. Yeah, mono green is tough. They're just too fast with all the threats, especially with that ranger class. Not a chance. We get to go first. Will that help us at all? Let's go get the extra land now with the farmhand. That way we know we can cast Teleportation Circle. Potion of Healing gets us an extra card. First blood is ours. Watch out, Zank. He's got a lot of cards in his deck. There's a haster. Okay, so the portal goes down. Might as well attack for what we got. Go get our extra card. And hope it gives us an advantage before his fast deck kills us. Okay. Let's get rid of Toski's draw card advantage. Throw down Valkyrie's sword. Attack for 1. Go get another card. It's going into a sideboard already. Got rid of my Teleportation Circle. He knows what's up. Okay, so we'll expel you. Sorry, exile you. My bad. And that's it. Attack. See what they got next. Fellow the Ice Shaper, not enough mana to use him yet for a special ability. In the meantime, we can actually spend what we need for Valkyrie's sword. See if that gives them pause at all. This also gives us the coven we need to transform the ambitious farmhand if we manage to stay alive, which they won't, because Inscription of Abundance. Portal hole would be good right now. Portable hole, I should say. And we don't get it. Fine. Let's make sure you can't cast a whole bunch of disgusting spells at no mana cost. And we will attack. I've got more strength than you do right now. Plus I've got vigilance. There's no penalty for me to attack. Ashaya is usually the death of me, because most removals you can't target lands. However, no reach, right? No reach anywhere? Attack. You could kill me if you could get rid of all 3 creatures. Let's see, tapped creatures, untapped, have hexproof, so let's get rid of you now. Hopefully you don't have Snakeskin Veil. And you don't. Miracle of miracles. They're reaching for straws now. Grasping for straws. Because you need one more life point. Or somebody with reach. you don't have it. Teleportation Circle lasted just long enough for us to do what we needed to do. Excuse me. I'm going to hang around just to see what happens. I don't think we need to do anything other than swing over and hit them, right? Make sure they don't have some surprise up their sleeve. All right, good game, good game. And I thank you. All right, that's the deck. I want to say that we won overall less than 50%. I've tried to play test it on a couple of days, and one day we were just having horrible luck. Like everything that I went up against was mono green, mono white, and they always seemed to have the perfect hand to deal with whatever I had. Sometimes they would destroy Teleportation Circle, and I just couldn't get an advantage after that. Other times Teleportation Circle never came up. A lot of times it was just like, you know, every once in a while I wouldn't get enough lands. And more often than not, surprisingly, considering I only have 22 lands instead of 24, the standard 24 to start with, is I end up flooding out a lot. It's kind of depressing, really. I think if I could figure out a way to stop from flooding out, I don't really want to reduce my lands more than that. But, you know, maybe I'll tinker around with it a little bit more. I think in the current meta, sometimes this is just too slow to get going because you need to have the circle out, and sometimes just the act of getting the circle out is a turn where they can put a 4-mana threat down, and then suddenly your advantage is gone, and no amount of blinking anything would help defeat that threat, that kind of thing. So in the current meta, with as fast and cheap as everything else has gotten, this is kind of like sort of 50-50, I think. But I still love the card. And we're going to try with other colors, mixing in the other colors for the rest of the week and see how well it does. The blinking white by itself, maybe consider using some other cards in here as well. But yeah, this did not perform as well as I wanted it to. So, with that, remember to like and subscribe. Remember to come back to Tpull's Corner, because we're going to have another new deck right around the corner. Have a good one.